With me this evening, we have another interesting media personality, Mr. Akash Samaroo. Akash, welcome to Soul TV.
Thank you so much for having me. It's weird being on this side of the interview, but yeah.
I know I got you. So listen, we're going to have to talk because I understand This is your first one-on-one interview ever.
Yeah, I was surprised. I thought you all called for me to interview you.
No, and I think there's an interest. People, you are now like breaking out, literally.
I'm finding my voice.
That's right. And I think it's a good time to get to know the real Akash. Yeah? So tell me, how did you get started in media?
Well, it was never a goal of mine. You hear a lot of journalists say, well, since I was 5 years old, I was walking around with a notepad asking questions. That wasn't me. If you ask 5-year-old Akash what he wanted to be a Power Ranger. If you ask 10-year-old Akash what he wanted to be a doctor/Pokemon trainer.
Pokemon specific.
Yeah, very specific. So I think, people say, this is a dream job. I think your dreams change with your circumstances.
Yeah.
And I was going through the papers today. I saw an ad for a news reporter at our 103 FM, a radio station.
How old were you at the time?
20 going on 21.
Okay.
And I said,
so you were still figuring out.
Yeah. I always wanted to do something creative in the creative industry. I didn't want to be bogged down by numbers and tables and formulas. I wanted each day to be unique. I wanted to go to work not knowing if I would be on a boat or if I would be in Parliament.
Okay, gotcha. And that led you to apply?
I applied.
Uh-huh.
It was a big teething process, so I didn't apply being this person who was in the know. Like most young people, most late teenagers or whatnot, I wasn't really familiar with everything going on in the country.
So, for instance, if you're coming in to do news, you have to know, who the politicians are, who's in the parliament. You really didn't know much about that.
No, but what I did know, I know how people think. I was an everyman. I wasn't in a privileged place. I wasn't in an underprivileged place. I was Mr. Average. And that connected me with people. So I asked questions that really resonated with people. And people see that and be like, yes, I wanted to know that. I'm glad you asked that.
Right. So that's what started your journey at CNC3?
No, I started on radio. I didn't do television until late 2013, almost 2014.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my
Without
goodness.
any training, I signed up for CNC3, and on the first day of work, they put me in front of the camera, and I said, okay, I guess I'm going to just look at the lens and just read.
That could be pretty intimidating for somebody who has not been around camera, film, and whatnot. How do you handle it?
I always ask myself, what would a young Akash like to see on television,
So you played yourself?
I played myself. I'm like, what would keep 5-year-old Akash in front of that television? Because that was my main driving force in this industry. I thought that young people thought that the news was from uncle and mommy and daddy and grandpa.
Because a long time, your parents made you sit and watch Panorama. I'm showing my age, but yes, Panorama.
As a form of punishment. They would say, I almost felt like news was punishment. It was, so you watch an hour of news after homework and you get ready for bed at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what, let's make the news enjoyable for the family. Let's start a conversation. Let's have something that maybe the child gets that mommy didn't get. Right. And when they say, what Akash mean? Oh, well, mommy, so and so happening. Right. And it starts the conversation.
Is that what led you to doing No Laughing Matter?
No, there was a lot happening in between, because if you ask me what I do at CNC3, I'll tell you the list is short of what I don't do at CNC3.
Well, don't tell me just yet, because we're going to just take a little pause and we're going to come back with some more. Stay with us, folks. We're going to be back with Akash Samaroo. Welcome back. We're here with Akash, continuing our conversation. So tell me, was that part of the decision you made to do No Laughing Matter? Was that a reason?
Well, for No Laughing Matter, it's funny because social media is awesome. I love social media.
Really?
It's great. But it's not the best friend of television news, of the conventional news, right?
No. You get news immediately.
Yes, and people are starting to lose a bit of respect for the 7 p.m. news. At 7 p.m., that used to be so sacred long ago, where these were the authorities. I get my information from him, and it has to be correct because I trust him. Now everybody's getting some WhatsApp broadcast on their phone.
That's not necessarily true.
And they're saying, oh, well, no, they're holding back something, Who owns this media house? Let me look at, there's a PNM station or a UNC station.
Correct.
And I said, okay, maybe they're not taking our message because we haven't evolved it. We haven't coded it in a way, we haven't made it palatable in this new environment. in this new culture of getting everything on your cell phone and getting things now. And it ties into our culture, a culture that loves pecan. We like
we love a bacchanal.
We like a bacchanal,
yeah.
taking a shot. So no laughing matter, and I mean, of course, the premise of no laughing matter is not new. It's done in the States or whatnot, the satire and whatnot.
Yes.
But I thought...
But people love it.
I thought let's make it relatable. So what, maybe you didn't get the news because it didn't relate to you. Maybe I didn't tell you how a news is only relevant in the context of humanity. A story needs to affect a person.
Yeah.
So I say, okay, I want to talk about how unreliable WASA is. But I need to put it in a kind of way. So I'm going to tell people, okay, you trust WASA like you trust, KFC when they call you and tell you they're 20 minutes away, So when WASA say water coming back Thursday, you trust them that much.
Yeah.
Or you say something
this
thing with the health minister, and you say something like, Terence Yalsing likes to deflect so much blame. I think he was the inspiration behind Shaggy's. It wasn't me. You say something like that. And you're laughing, but afterwards you're thinking.
Yeah, okay, you are thinking, but you're also going to get yourself in trouble. Isn't there a backlash that comes with you taking pecan at these political figures? I mean, really, you're a journalist. And then you have this segment, this show, that kind of makes them look silly.
Some of them make themselves look silly without the show. So I think we could just run some of the interviews without me even saying anything. But, funny enough, a few could take a joke. Dr. Botiwari, I made fun of him saying that you can't blame the Prime Minister for falling asleep because he has to listen to this guy, right?
Oh,
and he called me afterwards and he was laughing. I made fun of Gary Griffith.
I saw it. Okay, I think everybody saw it. That probably had a lot of views.
Right.
He called you?
He called right after and he was like, "Hi, Akash, Batman here." Because I referred to him as Batman. And he referred to himself as Bruce Wayne. Then he said, "Okay, Batman out." And this was the guy just received his instrument of appointment to be commissioner of police.
That was cool, though. That was cool.
So some could take it. There are, however, the trolls online. So I don't know who they are. And they don't have like a real name or a real picture or anything.
In this day and age, social media, really, I don't like it. But it's the way the world is going. And the reason I would say I don't like it is because there's so much negativity and hate. It's not really used in the way that it should be used. So we get all these online trolls, as you were mentioning, right? And of course, that will affect anybody's psyche because people have a lot of hateful things to say and things that are also not true. So how do you cope with that as somebody who's in the spotlight?
If it's someone that is brave enough to put in, if it's constructive criticism, I take it. Because at the beginning, reading news and doing something like No Laughing Matter, the timing is very different. You have to change your tone, you have to change the way you present, right? So it took a little while. So I took that criticism where they say, listen, you're a little stiff, or your comedic timing a little off. I'll be like, you know what, that could be very fair.
Right.
However, what I try to ignore is the vitriol and the hate that isn't constructive at all. That is just personal attacks. I do, however, remind myself, like, okay, you just made fun of a lot of people, so maybe you could take a little bit.
Take a little bit of pressure.
But it takes a lot sometimes to not respond to that person. And it's like you are responding to a troll. Why are you even bothering?
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's really just personal. But, I mean, I guess this show is doing well, right?
Well, if it wasn't, then they would have anything to say, right?
Yeah.
People just, I don't know. I think that's the really bad part of social media, when it could be used in so much of a better way. But that's the way the world is going at present. So you're now in media. Is this a career choice permanently for you? Do you see yourself staying as in this role? Or is it that you have like a bucket list of things you need to check off?
I have a bucket list of things that I would like to fix in this country. So if I could do it in the media, if I can do it through journalist Akash, if I can do it through anchor Akash, No Laughing Matter Akash, no matter which Akash it is, there are things in this country that I would like to change, and there are conversations that we've never had before that I would like to start. And
such as
the way we respect women, the LGBT issue. I mean, things that we've just branded as hate for so long. That let's have a conversation. I'm not saying you have to agree. But I'm saying let's change the way we talk about things.
Again,
let's not have people living in, we have enough fear and things to be afraid of and be worried about in this country. Let's not fear each other to say something, how you feel.
So with all these great hopes and aspirations you have for yourself, what's next?
What's next is I'll see how this, No Laughing Matter is just like 4 months old.
Yeah, and it's doing so well.
I know, I was a bit shocked myself, but I'm grateful. So I'm looking to, get better at it, maybe a half-hour show, maybe something like that. But I'm keeping my eye on journalism as well. I also have that a role as a reporter, so I'm not just going to throw that all away for this segment or whatnot.
And you love sports, right?
I do.
So your free time is...
Yes, between watching West Indies and Manchester United. So right now, my heart, and I'm in the best place right now.
You're a little pained.
I'm going through a rough patch. I love sports as well. So next for me would be just continuing along this path, see where it goes. I don't like to plan too much ahead because I like to remain a little flexible. So, it's just to work hard. People say, well, how do you keep, every video is close to 100,000. How do you keep it like that? I said that I keep telling myself only 10,000 people watched it. So I need to do better.
No, but, that's a good mindset, but you're doing well. You're on your way. You are a rising star.
Hard work.
Yeah, it is. Well, thank you so much for coming on board.
Thank you so much for having me.
It was really nice chatting with you and letting the people of Trinidad and Tobago know a little bit more about our own Akash.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching. We'll be right back.